Hey, what's up, family? Today I want to talk to you about the difference between fear and awareness. Fear and awareness. I made some videos that I made to make you aware. It wasn't to spread fear, and one of the main things that um, the United States itself does is spread fear. The Romans, Catholics, Vaticans, whatever, they created these fear-based structures, like the concepts of heaven and hell, you know, um, and the videos I made, like, I was talking about, on how the United States is hell and how the military is still the same way as it was back then, with the Vaticans and Christians dominating. If you guys don't watch my videos, you're not going to get the full detail on it, um, and just like with descriptions of videos, people seem to take things so personally, it's just there, if I put into the description, like, say, um, I don't know, bear fights a cat and the cat wins or something like that, if I put something like that, it wouldn't have anything to do with the video, I just describe what is in the video, but there's more in depth in that video. If you read a title of a movie, right? You read a title of a movie, description of it, and it doesn't read to your liking, you're not going to watch it, But if you watch the movie, it's going to be totally different than what the description is. It's ways of selling it, I guess. I'm not saying I'm selling my videos, but it's just, I get to the main points and it's there. It's not there to fear. Humans have been programmed to fear certain words, so when they see something, they fear it. They don't look at it as it is, and then you go and do your research on it. If you don't do your research, and then you're going to continue to be plagued and manipulated in this 3D structure. If you have to learn to move past what you've been taught. Nothing is real. This whole matrix system is fake. This whole illusionary system, everything that you were taught is fake. So if you read certain words like hell or stuff like that, it instantly goes into your brain. If you're still controlled by your brain, it's going to go to your brain, and then you're going to think it's just fear. But it's really just awareness. It's just awareness. The emotion creates the structures of um, fear or happiness, so on and so forth. It's the emotions that are attached to the words. So it's totally out of context with what awareness is. Awareness is just making you aware of both structures. Okay. Um, it's organizing, I guess, the structures of how things are. Let's see, maybe I might write something down here, but you gotta kind of observe things in a bigger perspective. Here, let me draw something. Because when you look at things in the category section, um, you'll begin to see just how much you're still being followed by the system. Because this 3D system structure is huge, and this is why so many people are getting trapped. But I'm not even going to draw in this, but it just gives you kind of an idea. Just kind of observe that everything is in a category, okay? And then the emotions are in that category. So say you read the word war, right? You read the word war, and what you were taught from society is war is, you know, death or conquering over another country, or um, it's about winning. You know, you don't want to lose. You know, there's words that have emotions that are attached to it. So it goes into your mind, and then you read that, and emotions get attached to it. So you have attachments to the structure of this 3D realm. Now, understanding this is where you have to come to the realization that, your emotions are not you. Okay? Your emotions are not you. And I know I'm going to have a lot of people say, well, then, if we have no emotions, then what are we? Okay? You have to ask yourself this. You have to ask yourself what you are. Okay? What you are. People are so wound up in this 3D structure that they don't know what they are. You don't see beyond everything. That's the whole key in this whole thing, is to see beyond the illusions. It's not just creating little um protests, or just letting your voice be heard. It's not that at all. It's reprogramming the whole thing. It's reprogramming the whole scenario of things. And if you ran by your 3D mind, okay, if you are run by this, you're still in 3D. And people say, well, then how are you doing things? Well, maybe you're being run by ego, but the mind is connected to ego. You have to look past both. I can't tell you how to do it. You have to discover this for yourself. You have to break out. You have to break out of it. If you're still stuck in these cubes here, you're still stuck in 3D. You want to be this white piece of paper right here. This is what you want. You want to be this. You want to be limitless. You should be able to look at stuff and not take it with an emotion attached to it. Don't take it with a past experience. You know, um, don't take it with the experiences that you've had, for they are gone. It's the concept of now. But it's much more than that, because even the concept of now is misunderstood. The concept of now is meaning that there is no emotions or attachments to anything. Um, it's broadening the horizons of limitless possibilities of what you can create. That's what the now is. Limitless possibilities of what you want to create. Um, but yeah, you have to become aware of what this 3D structure is. Um, and talking about splitting worlds, Stephanie made a video about understanding what fear is and what awareness is. And she had a very awesome dream, a very awesome dream. I don't know if she's interpreted it all, because it is just for her, but if I had that dream, I had my own personal interpretations of it. But she talked about the splitting of worlds. And this is another concept that people aren't understanding, what the splitting of worlds is. This world is literally splitting, and this is why I'm trying to make you aware that if you're still in this 3D structure, being ran by this 3D structure, staying in those cubes, okay, staying in this cube structure of attachments and emotions, you're still in 3D, okay? And that's where the splitting of worlds is. If you're still living in 3D, you're going to stay in 3D. And then there is going to be a 5D Earth. And you have to break away from this whole 3D structure to make it to 5D. But it's a lot more in-depth to that. Because to make it to 5D, you have to be connected to your spiritual being. I made some videos about your spiritual being, you know, making you aware of what you need to do. And if you don't watch my videos, then you're not going to know. Now, I'm not saying you have to watch my videos, you know, because, I mean, those videos may not be made for you. So, it's totally understandable if my videos are being watched by some, but, you know, well, one can't give their opinion on something unless if they've watched it. You know, it's kind of like if you see a person and say, "Oh, I know exactly who that person is," you know, they're ego based, or you know, they're a happy person, stuff like that. You know, it's you're creating what you perceive them to be. But when you go and talk to them, they may be the total opposite. You know, it's observing. You know, becoming a good observer. You know, doing your research. Society has taught you just to look at something and then just say whatever you think it is. You know, well, this is my view, or you know, this is how I look at things, which is fine, but you have to expand upon it, because if you get stuck in your own ways, then you're being consumed by the 3D reality, if that makes sense. But to get out of 3D and into 5D is really based upon your spiritual awareness and getting rid of all attachments, you know, or breaking away from any attachments, any emotions that come into play. I think I'll just kind of focus more on 3D, because um, I'll make a video more on 5D, kind of giving you some more examples of what it is, because I don't want this video to be too long. It already is 12 minutes. But just be aware that, you know, 3D is a huge factor in everything. And to escape, to get out of 3D, okay? Now, people keep saying, well, if we're supposed to leave 3D, then why are we here? That is a question you have to ask yourself. Why are you here? Okay? Why are you here? And the honest truth is, you're not here to, you know, have fun, okay? You're here to learn and grow. Now, there's a much bigger game here, because there is people like myself, and, you know, you don't have to believe me, you don't have to go by what I say, but there are people like me who were in the highest realms that were willing to come down here to make you aware that you're trapped in this 3D structure, okay? That you're trapped here. You know, this whole, you know, I mean, there's beautiful spots on this earth, right? But it's an illusion to trap you, okay? It's kind of like, you know, say you're in the desert, right? I mean, I'm sure you've seen, like, cartoons and stuff, where, you know, you're in a desert and all of a sudden you see a beautiful, like, resort, or like a spa or something like that, you know, a big old swimming pool, and you're like, oh my gosh. So you go there, right, and you're like, you're just having a blast. It's just like paradise, you know, plenty of women there, lots of food, you know, it's just paradise, and you're just having a blast. And then you know, the day goes on, and then you fall asleep, but then you wake up and you're in the desert. It's gone. It's all gone. And you're like, well, what happened? It's because you fell for the illusions of the desert. You got burned by the sun. Okay? You got sucked away in the illusions. You know? There's a much bigger picture here than you guys are not understanding. You know, this 3D structure is a trap structure. There's a reason why this is a quarantine planet. You know, this is a quarantine planet to hold in beings that were not in tune in the higher realms. So they got shipped down here and quarantined here. Okay, they can't leave here. They cannot leave this 3D structure. Now they can manipulate you in the fourth dimension, the spirit realm, but they cannot move past that. Okay, but they try to entrap as many consciousness streams as they can here, and that's the reason why I'm here, and many others are trying to make you aware that you're trapped in this 3D illusion that you created for yourself. You know, and people who have, you know, who were in the higher realms that came down here, there are some who are trapped in the illusion because they couldn't break through the illusion. And this is what I want to make you aware, and this is where you have to expand your awareness. You know, you got to realize that, you know, this is a quarantine planet, that there is stuff going on in this 3D realm, okay? Because you're still in 3D, you're going to experience this 3D realm. There is underground bases, there is tons of experiments that are taking place that you guys are not aware of, you know, and people keep putting fear on it. It's not fear, it's awareness. And somebody asked me, you know, well, how do you know this stuff? How do you know this stuff is taking place? That's what astral travel is for. That's what out of body's for. You know, you got to get inside. You got to travel. You got to look within. You know, you are a limitless being. You know, you are a psychic being. You have to use that telekinesis abilities. You can go and travel wherever you want. You know, if you want to go look at the underground bases, you can go travel into there. But a word of warning, if you do, you have to keep your fields up. And if they spot you, you need to get out. Because, you know, if you are psychically linked, they're also psychically linked because they are fourth dimensional beings, okay? I'm a fourth dimensional being, meaning that I can see beyond the illusions of everything. So I can literally see what's taking place behind the scenes that you guys cannot. Because you guys are still focusing on what you see is what it is, okay? What you see is what it is, and it's not. You have to look past it. You have to look past it. But how I get my info from is astral projection, out of body. I choose a location that I want to go, and then I go and explore. You know, it's limitless. But there's a lot of underground bases and a lot of secret stuff that you don't know about. Is there proof? You're the proof. Go travel. Go astral travel. Well, I can't do that. You can. If you limit yourself, then you're still going to be stuck in 3D. You are limitless. Remember that. You are limitless. If you don't give time to yourself and discover your true abilities, then you're stuck here. Honest truth, you're stuck here. This video is getting long. I think it pretty much covered the majority of it. Yeah, you got to become aware that all of this is an illusion. Emotions are an illusion. Your identity is an illusion. Words that have attached emotions to them are illusions. You know, everything is an illusion. These protests are illusions. The surface world is the illusion. You know, it's what goes on behind the scenes. You got to become aware of these underground bases. You got to become aware of these rituals. You got to become aware of energy. That everything is pure energy. And this video is getting quite long. Yeah, just look beyond. Look beyond. That is the only way you're going to break out of this 3D realm. I mean, I could keep going on and on and on, but society is taught you, if you see something long, oh man, this video is 20 minutes long, I don't have time to watch this. You know, you have to be willing to do research and give yourself time to explore. If you are so trapped in this illusion, just like you said, if you're in the desert and you see something, you're going to go and experience it because you're like, oh, I see it, so it must be real, right? But eventually it's going to disappear. And then you'll come to the real realization of what things are. You know, I am here, and there are other people here that are trying to make you aware of just how um, these illusions work. I'll go ahead and end on that. I might make a part 2 because, like I said, I want to talk more about 5D and stuff. But just become aware that this 3D structure is a lot more complex than one thinks. A lot more complex. Go ahead and end on that. If you've got questions, let me know. Like I said, I got Skype. I can only talk on Saturday nights unless if I'm busy, and then on Sundays. If you really, really need to talk, on Saturday or Sunday, let me know, and we'll set up a time that we can talk. So then, it can be more organized. Because I'd love to have one-on-one talks with you guys. And I'm not here to give you answers. I'm just here to help you become aware of what you are and how you can expand your awareness. So I'll leave it at that. 13 love to you all. I love you all very much, okay? You need to understand that I love you all very much. And I'm not here to spread fear. I'm just here to help you become aware of what's going on, okay? But 13 love to you all. You are Creation 13. Namaste. And I'll talk to you in a little bit.